Welcome everyone. Let's dive right into it. A couple years ago, I posted a video concerning the coaching vacancy of the Denver Broncos. It looks as if they are going to be in the market again for a new head coach. Do I think Nathaniel Hackett should have been given more time? Being a Detroit Lions fan as well, I'd have to say yes. Based on the job Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have done, pretty much the same situation exists in Denver with Jared Goff, who was the Rams quarterback in the Super Bowl a few years ago, a new GM in Brad Holmes, and a new head coach in Dan Campbell. Denver Broncos had first-time head coach Nathaniel Hackett, Super Bowl champion in Russell Wilson. Super Bowl champion in Russell Wilson. He's been to a couple of Super Bowls. And also, you have pretty much a new GM in George Patton. And look how quick the Detroit Lions turned it around. It took them a couple seasons. And many people were calling for all of their jobs, but they turned it around. And things are looking bright for the future of the Detroit Lions. In Denver, you had George Patton, Russell Wilson, and Nathaniel Hackett. Did they move too soon? I say yes. And the same people cheering for Russell Wilson want to run him out of town now. Well, what's done is done, and happy trails to Nathaniel Hackett. I'm going to put a link to that video I spoke of in the description box at the end of this, and also at the end of this video. My updated list includes some first-time coaching opportunities and some veteran coaches who may come in and do some wonderful things for the Denver Broncos. Let me know who you think will be the best fit for the Denver Broncos moving forward in the comment section. Sorry about that. And be sure to subscribe and like and press the notification bell also. Don't forget the video link. Now, these are my candidates for the opening of the head coach position of the Denver Broncos. They're in no particular order. You hear me turning pages here. I'm just getting my notes together. So one would be former Washington Redskin and Penn State Nittany Lion linebacker LeVar Harrington. Some of you remember he was on the Fox Sports Network. I want to call it, it slipped my mind right now, the name of the show that he used to be on there. It'll come back to me. But anyhow, some nickname him as the Enforcer, as he was one of the hardest hitting linebackers in the history of the game. He'd bring back the toughness to the Denver Broncos defense and the team overall. Another candidate would be Bronco great John Elway, who needs no introduction to the Denver Bronco fans. He led them to back-to-back NFL championships, which is a great feat in itself, as well as winning a title as GM. I think this will spark a lot of excitement in Broncos country, and who else better to work with Russell Wilson if he even needs it. This will attract many top-tier free agents, and like I said before, you get a lot of excitement in Broncos country, and a lot of players will be looking forward to playing for a legend that includes draft picks as well. Next up, this one you make happen. If this Hall of Famer, may as well call it now, winner of multiple MVPs and NFL championships and holder of many records, decides to hang up the cleats after this season, you make this move. I'm talking about none other than the great Tom Brady. Can you imagine 2023 football in Colorado with prime time and the GOAT leading the two biggest football programs in the state? What a sight that would be with Tom Brady and Russell Wilson on the sidelines together. This would automatically change the 2023 preseason rankings in the NFL. We shall see, but if I'm the Denver Broncos brass, this is something I consider. Moving down the list, next up is Jerome Bettis, the former Super Bowl winner with the former Pittsburgh Steeler who won a Super Bowl with that franchise / St. Louis Rams running back, nicknamed the Bus. He'd also be one that I would consider. The Denver Broncos would benefit from the no-nonsense competitive attitude and drive he would bring to the organization. I'd love to see him pounding the sidelines And he's also familiar with blocking schemes, being a former running back. And that will tremendously help the offensive line and future running backs for this franchise, thus giving Russell Wilson a new life in Denver. As many people said, that's one of the missing elements for Russell Wilson is having a run game. So that's an option as well. I'm going to stop at 4, but there are many other candidates I have in mind, most of which are in the video link for this at the end of this video. Also, you can click the link in the description box. Now, I just had a kind of ideal to have some fun with the mock elite coaching staff you see all the time, where everyone comes up with the mock drafts and fantasy drafts and fantasy picks and whatnot. I just thought we'd have some fun here with building an elite coaching staff for the Denver Broncos. I asked you, which staff would you pick for the Broncos? We're only going to go with head coaches, offensive coordinators, quarterbacks coach, and defensive coordinators. Rank them and post them in your comments as well. Have a safe 2023, y'all. Thanks. So moving over to your choices here. Choice A. You got head coach LeVar Arrington, offensive coordinator Peyton Manning, defensive coordinator Steve Atwater, quarterbacks coach Dante Culpepper. That's choice A. Choice B would be head coach John Riggins, offensive coordinator Donovan McNabb, defensive coordinator Randall McDaniel, formerly of the Minnesota Vikings, and quarterbacks coach would be Cam Newton. C, and this is one of the guys that I really push for and hope that the Denver Broncos would take a look at, and that's head coach Tony Annese, currently head coach of Ferris State University. He led them to two back-to-back Division II NCAA championships, as well as, I want to say 2 years ago or last year, they went undefeated. A very successful head coach. Offensive coordinator for Group C would be Terrell Davis, the former Denver Bronco running back. Defensive coordinator would be Michael Strahan. Yeah, pull him off the television screen and put him back on the sideline for Michael Strahan. And the quarterbacks coach, Joe Flacco. Group D, head coach would be John Elway. Offensive coordinator Barry Sanders. Defensive coordinator Matt Patricia. Quarterbacks coach Troy Aikman. That's your choice for Group D. Group E, head coach Tom Brady. Offensive coordinator. Notice it's controversial, but hey, everybody deserves a second chance. Michael Vick. Defensive coordinator, the great Bubba Baker of the Detroit Lions era. Quarterbacks coach Tim Tebow. You can say what you want to say about Tim Tebow, but I mean, the guy was one of the greatest college football quarterbacks of all time. Moving on to Group F, head coach Billy Sims. Offensive coordinator Dallas Clark. Defensive coordinator Herm Edwards. Quarterbacks coach Warren Moon. Some of these names on here may jump right out at you, but if you're a true football fan, you know exactly who these people are, and you know about their careers in the NFL. Moving on, Group G, head coach Jerome Bettis, offensive coordinator Marcus Allen, defensive coordinator Dwight Freeney, quarterbacks coach Drew Brees. Last group on the list is Group H, head coach Desmond Howard. Finally, Eric Bieniemy back in Colorado as offensive coordinator. Defensive coordinator, Bronco great Bill Romanowski, also one of the Raiders greats as well. And quarterbacks coach Steve Young. Those are just some of the things I came up with for mock elite coaching staff. Let me know what you think in the comment section. As far as what I see here, let me take a look. It's pretty tough. I'll just pick out my top 3. Number 1 would be the combination of the Group D with John Elway, Barry Sanders, Matt Patricia, and Troy Aikman. I think I said that one when I was naming all these, but that would be one of my top 3. Another one of my top 3 would be Group C with Tony Annese, Terrell Davis, Michael Strahan, and Joe Flacco. My third group would be Group E with Tom Brady. Man, this is hard. Michael Vick, Bubba Baker, Tim Tebow. Let's do one more here. This one I think would be a surprise here, but I think great things would happen with this combo, and that would be H with Desmond Howard, Eric Bieniemy, Bill Romanowski, and Steve Young. Once again, let me know what you think in the comment section. Appreciate you checking this out. Smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, smash that notification button. Thanks.